Hello, this is Kelly from Bird Pursuit, and we are going to be hanging out together for this sorting Saturday. And I have some fussy cutting that I did this week that I really need to organize and get put away. I also have my desk still in disarray from my last video. So I'm just going to put these away. I've decided that I like to continue on with some of these. So, oh, not that one. Yeah, I know some of these I've never used, but I thought, oh, they would really work well for these little label this little label project that I did. So I'm just gonna pull out some of these pieces that I don't think I might use for anything else. So there are some label bases, and these are die cuts. Die cuts, die cuts. This really isn't much more than, I'm just going to put this one in there too. Some scraps. Let's put these in my fabric scraps. So yeah, today I'd like to do that, so you'll get to see all of my crazy fussy cutting that I did. It was kind of insane. And let's see, yep, those will go in my scrap, my, oh, what do you call that? Decorative paper scraps. This one I like to go in here. And I think this one too. That should do it. Okay, so I've got some of my flower things, tiny flowers. I'm gonna keep those out here for a minute because I've got all these washi stickers that I haven't organized yet. Oh dear, and I see I have more of these things. And for the backgrounds, plus I want to keep these for the second layer. That was a very fun project, so I definitely want to continue on with that. These are from my Victorian, it's a digital in my Etsy shop. It's called Victorian Labels. I think there's 114 different labels in there, so that's pretty handy. And these I can go in my scrap bin. This will go, that's big enough for in there. Okay, so let's figure out, I've got these and some of these. So I think these will all go in here to make those labels. Die cuts can go back probably in the labels, so those can go away. And oh, that was another scrap. All right, let's sort out this washi tape. I think my categories are pretty much going to be florals, animals, botanicals, and I did see some words in there, some text letters. I'm not crazy about this because they keep sticking to that. So maybe if I just fold it down, it'll work. That might work, and we'll be able to use it. So maybe. Okay, so that would be a botanical. Oh, I guess my video isn't quite. All right. There we go. That's better. Okay. I would call that a flower. Flower. Kind of like berries, but we'll call it a flower. Flowers. Flowers. It's a bow. I never have enough bows for them. Oh, a feather. I've got some feathers together over here, so, and some tiny birds. Look at how tiny these birds are. I have more of them. I'm going to put my butterflies away. No more butterflies. Okay. Oh, that's cute. What is that? It's like a little background thing. You could put something here. Nature. I would call that nature. I love all these little wreath things. I'm going to have to figure out what I can do with the wreath. This is like a scene, but it mostly looks like a blue blob. Oh, it's got a deer. It is a scene. Okay, I would say maybe an animal scene, object, nature. I don't know. We'll put this over here. Call that a botanical, a flower. I'll just call that a flower. Oh dear, there's a lot in here. Botanical, object, animal. I think botanical. Okay, I made a decision. Purple flower. Botanical. Botanical. What is this? Oh, it's like a macaroon. It looks like a purple hamburger, really, but we decided it was a macaroon. Botanical flowers. Lots of botanicals. I like these. It's like a botanical flower. Botanical flower. This is a snowflake. I might as well put that. Oh, I don't know. There's lots of miscellaneous in here, but I'll figure that out later. All these circle wreaths. Call these nature botanicals. Another snowflake. Animal. These are little jars. I'll put them here. We'll figure that out. These. Lots of those wreaths. This is a bear. Animal. All flowers. Flower. 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 Botanical. 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 Okay. All those go here. So what's new with everyone? How is life treating you? I hope it's treating you well. Well, life's treating me pretty well, I would say. I don't have any major complaints, so that's good. Another deer, flowers, botanicals. Oh, this is cute. It's like little birds. Oh, it goes like that. It's got birds, so I guess I'll put it with the birds. Well, what is that? It's just like a random shape. Botanical flower. Yeah, so what, let's see, what have I been watching on YouTube lately? Some strange things. I found like this channel called the Soft White Underbelly, and it's kind of dark. It's like these stories of people who have like a secret, or they're just talking about something that usually people would identify as shameful and something you wouldn't normally talk about. So anyway, that's kind of interesting. It's fascinating. That's the allure of it. Oh, a little clover. This little rock thing. I'll call that a flower. Yeah, so I was watching those, and I have a lady that I watch, and I'm never gonna remember what her name is, but this is all like non-junk journaling related stuff. It's like a lady who has a cabin from like the early 1800s, and then she prepares recipes, although they used to call recipes receipts. So that's kind of interesting. And yeah, just lots of, so she'll make a recipe from one that was published in like, you know, the 1700s or the 1800s, and then she'll kind of give a little review of what she thinks of how it tastes. And sometimes she's like, oh, I do not care for that. She doesn't talk though. She rarely talks, I should say. She's not ever, but rarely. So the whole thing is sort of this silent thing, which is really nice. And then it just has little captions, and I'm fascinated with that time in history, so I just enjoy it. So that's my little thing that I do. There's a lot more of the tiny botanical ones than I thought. This is, I think that can go in there. Heart, flowers, call that flower. All right, we got a few more up here. Flowers for sure. These like wreath things, floral wreaths. And this is sort of like I would call that a snowflake. And some other items. We've got random ones, flowers. I really like this one. I would definitely call that a random one. And a botanical, and a flower, and what? It's a blue dot. Interesting. Or purple. Maybe the moon? I think it's supposed to be the moon. Interesting. Okay. So, wreaths. It'll be fun to play with those wreaths, I think. So, thinking I have all of my tiny bits in here, and I would like this to be in a little tiny baggie, like a little something. This might not be the right size. It isn't. I don't know if I have any tiny ones. I got this super tiny one. Tinies. Well, what have you been watching? Does anybody have any favorite shows? I'd be interested to hear what shows you're watching. Okay, that's gonna work. Oh, hopefully. I like the paper envelopes, but sometimes I use these. That fits in there. Then I can put my favorites and my other little flowery things back in here. Ooh, I'm gonna put these in my favorites. Do I want to put these wreaths? Flower? I do. I think so. I'm gonna put those in with my favorites. Hopefully I don't forget about them there. And then this little flower frame. So flowers are done. I think they're done. Oh, I have some in here too. This is the bag of fussy cutting I did. I mean, it's when I actually look at it, I'm like kind of like stunned that I actually fussy cut that many things. Like I was like, oh, if I get like 10 done, that'll be fine. And then all of a sudden I look down and holy Moses, there was like so many. The interesting part about them is I didn't really realize how small some of them were. So that was surprising. Okay, is this really gonna work? I feel like, yeah, okay. I feel like I might, no, they are fitting. They do all fit. Okay, so we've got botanicals in there. Good. Now for, I've got a little, my embellishments. I like to pull this out so you guys can see it. This is my drawer with my small embellishments. And I do want to put these in one of those little containers, I think. Got things falling all over the place. You're too big. You're too big for that container. Just get out. You can go in this one. I should use this front one for like washi tape. I just have random things in there. Okay, so these are all my sort of random washies. So it's gonna go in there. There's plenty of room in here. There's a lot of room in here, actually. So I've got animals. I do have an animal. Here we go. This one. Yep. See, labeled animals. And then I'll just pop those right in there. Good, good, good. So that, I'll probably have to go back to that once I sort these. Put my flowers away though, so it's out of the way. I've got plenty of room. Pull these out, see what I've got. Oh, yeah, look at how tiny some of these are. So tiny. Okay, so we've got feathers. I need to, oh, I've got all of these number ones. Oh, wrong way. These number ones that I need to put back because they're just floating on my desk. I was using them for those labels. And I need to make more numbers. More numbers. Can go in the garbage. We got tiny birds here. Oh, maybe I'll just put this with the feathers. Tiny feathers. Look at how tiny some of these are. They're gonna have to go in like a category of like, holy Moses, these are tiny. Okay, I would call this a flower, so I'll pop that in there. These are letters. This is a flower. Most of these are gonna be all these birds I fussy cut out. I can't, what show was I watching? I was watching like a show called Terminal List. It was sort of like one of those shows I picked because I feel like there wasn't much that I was really interested in watching. So I was kind of desperate, but it's like this Navy SEAL, and he is like on a mission to get revenge for someone who killed his family and all that nonsense. So it's an action flick. Sometimes I like action. I still prefer like the historical romance, historical mystery, crime, stuff like that. But sometimes these are all letters. So this is from that Butterflies, Birds, and Bees books, and they're all like I don't know if you call them like, I mean, they're letters, but you know, you put them on a piece of paper. Let me just use this scrap. So maybe like this. And then just like a little letter on there. That's the shape. So that's kind of what they are. Not terribly sticky on there. Well, I should be able to use that in this batch. I'll just pop it in there. Yeah, so they had tons of those. I just pulled out all those pages. They had like these letters. They had, some of these are letters. Oh, this is a letter too. I thought it was just a flower, but it is a C. Okay. I see it now. Oh, yeah, so these are all like letters to put, and they go really well on collages. So we'll just, I have tons more of those. And once I started noticing how many of these like letter stickers I have, I realized I need to get them all in one location because I have a lot that were just like, you know, randomly floating around. Though on those pages as well were these labels. Some of them are like frames, and all of these are really neat. There's a ton of them. Some of them are, I should pull the Christmas one out. There's a Christmas one. Yeah, here we go. That's very Christmas. Okay, I'm just gonna pull you aside because you're gonna go with my, for next year's Christmas bundles that I make. So So all of these frames, these are pretty. I like these. Oh, and I pulled these out. These were already put away, but I decided that I needed to fussy cut the borders around them. They were kind of big, and they were noticeable in a way that I didn't care for. So I just cut them all out, and so we can put those back with the butterflies. Yes, we can. And I'm probably just gonna throw them down in here. I don't think. Yeah, maybe I'll put it in this little folder. There we go. Those are very pretty. I put those on something and they look really nice. Okay, so we're gonna look and probably, oh, there's a feather. Got these guys, all the letters. Yeah, I needed more like sorting things. I need my paper out so I can make little pretty envelopes. Here we go. Oh, the husband's got the snowblower out. I hear it. I hear the snowblower. Yeah. This is, a bunch of people complimented these little envelopes. They're really simple and they're very handy. They're quite exceedingly handy. Okay, we just need a little bit of that. And a little more. There we go. So this is going to be for all these letters. And I have them in a side drawer right next to me, so hopefully I should put one in the front so that I remember what the envelope's for. And I don't even mind using it as a sample because look how I have a lot of them. That's pretty, isn't it? Those are nice. Those go really well in Victorian. Okay, these, I'm gonna put these in my design drawer. So those are out of the way. These are all quotes, but they're very modern. I might actually destash some of these. I don't know. Or little folios. They look really cute on folios. Sometimes I like to use those. I've got corner things. I'll just put those. Look at how tiny this little penguin is. It's so tiny. Okay, little tiny birds. Quotes. I'm just gonna get set up over there for now. This is a botanical. Go in there. These are quotes, quotes, quotes. So technically those go with these. Have a little quotes bin. Oh, lovely flowers. And botanicals. So we need to separate out the flowers from the botanicals. Flower, flower. Those are really pretty. Yeah. Here we go. And another piece. Flower, flower. This is like, I don't know what to do. I'll just put it with the flowers. Botanical flower. Botanical flowers. Botanical. Okay, I've got these little label things. kind of like to decorative. This says to do on it, so I'm gonna put that with my bullet journal for my planning stuff, which I'm gonna be doing because I have a bunch of things that I need to accomplish. I think flowers accomplish for my retreat. So yeah, I have to get some planning done for that. These are pretty small. Let's just put those over there. Okay, botanicals. Now we're down to the birds. I think those can go in there for now. This out of the way, that out of the way. Another little design label, we'll call that. Look at it. Ooh. Almost looks Christmassy, doesn't it? But no, okay. We got some chicks, we got some birds. Some of these are like really odd shaped. Where does this go? Look at that. All right, but we need to do this a little quickly, a little efficiently. Okay, I think these are really small ones. That's pretty small. Medium. There. A little bigger. Very small. A letter. Okay, bigger. Very small. Man, some of these are so tiny. There. Okay, medium. These are nice though. I mean, to have some of these littler ones, I didn't realize how much I would kind of like that flower. I did get all these. Oh, these flowers. I had a coloring book and I used like what I would call Victorian colors and made those. So, yep, I did. I think that one could go there, here, there. Another flower. All right. Lots of parrots in here. I wish there were more songbirds in the Birds, Bees and Butterflies album, but it's all right. I just like the songbirds especially. But there is a nice variety, so that's good. Smaller. Did you see that one? That was the other thing when I started, I got to the, oops, sorry. I got to the ones with the legs like that. I was like, okay, I am not fussy cutting around the legs. That's where I draw the line. I'm not doing it. Oh, peacock. Little twisty pants. Yeah, so then after this, I just discovered that when you tear them off, you get this little die cut left over with this out of this paper. And I thought, oh dear, I'm gonna have to save those. Look at the peacock. Whoa, fabulous. Big one. Oh, we're kind of mixing these up. All right. And some of them I just think, oh, I should just weed them out because I know, like this one, I might not want to put in a pretty jar. Maybe I would. I don't know. Some of them seem kind of, I don't know. Dreary, dark, odd, that sort of thing. Let's see. That's a big one. Tiny ones, that's a tiny one. And although, you know, one thing I did like about this is they have multiples of the same one, just in different sizes, which I actually really liked because, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, if only that one was la la la. So I mean, if you've got a really good one, you're probably going to use it. It wouldn't be a terrible thing to use it multiple times, right? Yeah. Yeah, like, look how tiny that little guy is. Oh my goodness. That one I really like. And I found some that were like Amy's bird. Sort of like similar to this. She has a orange-winged Amazon. I always get it wrong, but I think that's what it is. Or orange tip. Oh, I think it's orange-winged Amazon. Yeah. So, and the bird is like, I don't know. I think her dad got it because he had a bird before, and it, you know, bonded with him. Birds often, just like chihuahuas, they pick like one person and that's their person. Well, yeah, like here, see the legs. And so anyway, he got another bird, but the bird chose Amy. So he's been all pouty about it for like 10 years. So yeah, so the only person that can handle the bird is Amy, which is so funny how she just like reaches in the cage and grabs the bird, and the bird just loves her. It's like, yep, this is what we do. So yeah, which is a good, you know, she feeds the bird every day, and it's a good job for her. So that works out. Tiny little storks. We got some roosters. I thought their chickens looked kind of weird. I haven't seen any yet. They're probably down in here. But the roosters looked nice, but the chickens were a little questionable. I didn't think they looked very chickeny. But maybe they're just a different type. Oh, maybe this is it. This must be kind of like Buddy, maybe. See, orange winged Amazon. Because it's actually a green bird, but it's like the first thing is orange, which is confusing to me. But the bird yells a lot, and they always joke that they got the bird for a deal because they found out after. See, this is the chicken. Look at the chicken. I don't think it really looks like a chicken. Anyway, the bird swears. And they didn't know till they got it. And of course, Amy's mother is just like, was not impressed. So every once in a while, it does a big F you, and it's not good. And you're just like, whoa, what just happened here? So yeah, so there was a joke that they got the bird for a good deal, and now they know why. And also there was a lot of like big dogs and little dogs with it, so it does also bark. Big dog barks and little dog barks, so that's always fun. It also picked up Eric's great niece. She's like 4 or 5. Her little like toddler screams. So it started doing that. So that was pretty great. But anyway, yesterday I took out the they have like a cage, and it's got like little doors on the side for accessing the food dishes and stuff. So I think they can all fit in a little one, and then I'll do this. We'll see. Hopefully this works. So I took out the dish, which I do. I usually, maybe I leave it in most of the time. I think probably that's correct. So I just leave it in, and I sort of break open some hickory nuts for the bird every day, and just kind of, you know, I break them only partially because he can't break open the hickory nuts. Hickory nuts are really tough. And so anyway, I do that partially, so then it gives him something to do. like entertains him for a little while. Keeps him from swearing. And so anyway, I took out the bowl this time, which I normally don't do that. And I went to go put the bowl back in, and the bird had climbed out through the hole and was sitting on top of the cage. And I was like, oh man, now you got to go back in. So I didn't really think about it. I just put the bowl back in and left the door open. And then I realized, oh, he's like, he was throwing a fit. Like, he was very, very upset. He went down there. He couldn't get back in because the bowl was blocking the door. So I'm like, oh, that's not good. So then I try to, and meanwhile, I cannot touch the bird. I can't really go close to the bird, or the bird will, like, you know, snap at me, bite my fingers off or whatever. So I'm trying to get the bowl out so that he can get back in there, but he won't let me anywhere near it because he thinks I'm gonna steal his food, even though I'm the one that gave the food to him. So that makes no sense. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And then I realized, I was like, oh, I could just open up the big door on the cage. So I tried to shoo him in there, and he finally went around, but he was having like a fit, a big fit. It was kind of funny. I was like, I've never seen him do that before. And he was doing weird stuff yesterday that I've never seen him do before in the cage too. It was like flexing his wings upward, like by the shoulders. So the wings were just coming out in a weird shape. I was like, what is that? And he was like flicking his face with his, I think he was just, he's got the winter stir crazies, because in the summer, we just roll the cage out on the porch and he gets a lot of outside time. But in the winter, not so much. Not so much. Okay, now we've got these big ones. I think they might have to, this drawer doesn't come out, so I can't show you, but it's just a really narrow, small drawer. So I'm just going to put these in there. Got small ones and little ones. And I had some envelopes that were held the same kind of birds, but they were full. I didn't need those birds fussy cut, but I was just sitting there and it was fun. Okay, feathers. So I'm going to put these, oh no, whoops. I got feathers over here already. Here we go. Are you a feather? No, all the feathers are in there. Okay, good. See that? Not really. The feathers are all right here. Okay. Now, I think I can put that back, yes. Oh, we made it all the way through that. Sure as heck did. Yes, yes. Okay, flowers are going to need to go back in that drawer. And I like the smaller ones to go in the small drawer. I don't know if I call these favorites, but they look better when you take, I've got like blendy pens and you kind of blend them. Let me just show you. Here's my blendy pens. So this one is for watercolor. I did another one of these with the alcohol ink marker. So I'm going to try this one. I wasn't terribly excited about it with the alcohol ink. But sometimes it just kind of changes the look. Almost makes it look more like watercolor rather than markers. Some of the paper's coming up. But yeah, it's just, I mean, this looks colorful, but it's actually a water-based pen. That's it. Just a blendy pen. Blender. This is a Stampin' Up! One. They sell them at Hobby Lobby over by their paintbrushes and all of their markers, basically. Yeah. All their art markers. What else can I do to this to make it look better? I could do some ink over the top. Maybe this, I'm going to try this like tattered rose. I know this is supposed to be organizing, but sometimes we need a craft too. Any of these? Not really. Going for a sponge. Try this sponge. Now it looks almost like chalky. What happens if I ink it? It's not bad. I feel like it would need, still need something. Maybe like a frame piece of something. Hold on. Not bad. Not bad. That's like shiny. Oh, shiny bits. Something like this. On there. Oh yeah, that would look good. I'll cut it since the rest of it's cut, not. Yeah, so if it was just like that on a sheet, stay together. Hold it together. It's just falling apart. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Let's glue it. Well, that's good to know that I can just kind of manipulate it a little bit. I wonder what would happen if we put the blendy pen over the ink. You know what we should do? We should squirt a little water on it. Yes, we should. Because this is a distress oxide, so it might do something interesting. I got it on. There we go. So we'll just let that dry. See if it does something interesting. Okay, so these are my corners. And I organized this drawer. Did we do this one together? I don't know. But it's really nice now. Really, really. And these are my corners. They can go right in there. I've got the old antique ones for old photos, like these corners, you know, just slide the photos right in there. Oh, it was upside down. There it is. Yeah. So those are in there, my circles, my squares. It's all good. Good stuff. Oh. These are all my rainbow cards and if you have these rainbow cards, I know that somebody said, oh, these cards are junk now, they all fell apart. There's actually, people probably don't keep them, but they come with these little Allen wrenches when you put them together, and you can tighten them. Yeah, you can tighten your rainbow cards. That's what I call them. They're like those plastic Michael's cards. Anyway, they, yeah, you can actually tighten them up. Yeah, I saw someone the other day was selling one for like $5, and it's just like, it's so loose and junky, so I'm selling it for cheap. And I tried to get in there, but nope, it's gone already. It's gone, gone, gone. And these are my quotes. Okay, favorites. I'm gonna put the tiny ones in here. I don't really like having, where's the line? Okay. like it to be nice and small. Yeah, I think I had mentioned this in a video, but I'm not sure, that I was watching Yellowstone with Kevin Costner and that series, and I had to pause because the characters are like so, like really bad. Like all the people are so terrible that you're just like, how can people be this terrible? You're like, thank goodness it's all make-believe. Like just, I mean, fiction, you know what I mean? Not make-believe, you know what I mean. That it's fiction, because, oh my gosh, just terrible, terrible people. You're like, I hope that people really aren't, there aren't people that are really like this. I really, really hope. So yeah. Those can all go in the next size drawer, and these will go in the big one. Okay, next size drawer. That's this one. Just put you right in there. And these go in the next size. And I'm probably gonna redo my drawer because okay, I've got this weird stacky thing I need to get rid of. But I have 2 drawers, flower drawers, this side of my, because I use jewelry boxes for my, I could probably just tilt this and you'd be able to see it. You're gonna see my messy desk. Okay, tilty. Okay, so here it is. These are my flowers, small, next biggest, and then I got 2 bigger drawers for the bigger ones. And I'll just put this back. Oh, gracious. A little crookedy now. Okay. That's why we do that before we turn the camera on. Okay. But anyway, I almost have enough washi tape stickers now to fill an entire drawer. So I'm thinking I'm just going to redo this. So all the washi tapes are in one drawer and all the non-washi tapes are in the other drawer. Does that really matter? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. Well, I feel pretty good. Oh, that looks neat. I think it's sort of one of those things that it keeps getting more interesting as it goes along. So I'll put all these away, and I think I told you all my stories from the week and all that stuff. So yeah, stories. Okay, well, I think that's it. And if you are interested in finding out more information about my retreat, there is a link in the description. And then, but if you would rather, you can also send me an email. So my email is also in the description below. So, all right, well, if you're interested in seeing more videos, you can always click subscribe, and I'll be here back again next Saturday for our sorting Saturday. All right, well, as always, thanks for coming along, and I'll talk to you later. Here we go. Well,